Imagine you're going about your career, you do something you love that you've worked for years at, and suddenly overnight, everything that you do in your job has to change if you want to stay in business. It sounds like a nightmare, but here in 2020, a lot of us had to do that exact thing when the coronavirus pandemic was in full swing and everything changed overnight. For a lot of us, including musicians, one of the best alternatives that we could turn to keep our businesses at least afloat a little bit was live streaming. In this video, I'm going to show you how I was able to live stream twice a week using a really basic setup that went directly into the smartphone, and I didn't have to buy a whole lot of gear, and I didn't have to learn about a whole lot of technology that I didn't know about. I had only live streamed very casually on Facebook, certainly never live streaming music. It was usually me just talking about something, the release of an album, or I would live stream from an exciting place that I was doing a gig, like Vancouver or the Caribbean. I didn't want to involve my laptop. Incorporating OBS was it was going to be too overwhelming for me at the time. So that's when I learned about the iRig. There is an overwhelming variety of iRigs, so I had to decide which one was going to work the best for me, and I decided to go with the iRig Pre-HD. As you can see, this iRig has an XLR input on the bottom. If I was only going to be live streaming with a microphone, this would be perfect, but I wanted to live stream an actual performance. It was going to be me singing, me playing piano, and I was going to hook up a drum machine. So that meant that I needed something else. I needed to buy a mixer. So what I bought was the Behringer XENYX 1002 FX mixer. It was going to allow me to plug in all the things that I needed. It's a 10-channel mixer, and it had effects included, so I was going to be able to add some lovely, tasteful reverb to vocals and piano. So in this mixer, there's both an 1/8" jack out and there's a 1/4" jack out. So what was I going to do to plug this up to the iRig Pre-HD? Well, I could either use a 1/4" to XLR cable, which was an option, or what was strongly recommended to me was that I use a 1/4" to go out from the mixer, go into a DI box, and then connect XLR to XLR into the iRig. So obviously before going live, I had to plug all my instruments up, plug the microphone up, and do a little sound check. Here you can see the iRig light changing as I send it some audio. But here you see that the iRig is turning red, so it means that the audio has to come down. Either the gain has to come down on the iRig itself, or on whatever instrument or mixer that you have hooked up to the iRig. Now, if you're not a musician, there's an iRig for you too. I discovered there's such thing as the iRig Stream. Now this is mainly for like a podcast setup. You're using a microphone, you're probably just talking. Maybe you're gonna play some audio or some video over what you're initially broadcasting in the live stream. So that would be a wonderful option for you. Okay, I should mention that I have an iPhone 7. The iPhone 7 does not have great battery life. So if I was gonna do a 90-minute to 2-hour or 2.5-hour live stream, I was gonna need to have power hooked up to the iPhone for the entire stream. So fortunately, IK Multimedia, the company that makes iRig, they make a power bank, and that's what you see here. This is hooking up directly to the iPhone with a lightning cable. Okay, so I've sound checked a little bit and I've balanced the volume of the instruments, and here's the mix that I have going on right now.
Testing out the live stream. Testing out the live stream. Can you hear me?
So now I'm going to show you how to go into the Facebook app and set up live streaming on the app's end. We're going to go press live. You can see my little profile. Here, you can see there's an option to whom you want to live stream to. And I have it set on only me right now. So this is going to allow me to test how my live stream looks and how it sounds. And then later on, I can switch it back to public. Something that many of us who either live streamed or watched live streams in the last few months noticed was that often the visual feed was sort of like a mirror image. Things were backwards. So you see this little star wand option right here. You press that, and then over here you have a little tools button, and this is going to allow you to flip the image. So now it's not a mirror image. Now everything looks right. Okay, so now you're set up to do your live streaming, but how are you going to monitor the comments that people make while you're streaming? I was doing a musical performance that was going to be very interactive. I was taking people's song requests, so I was going to need to see what people were saying. So keep in mind that I'm a piano player, and the way that I had the camera set up, it was a little bit far away from me and it was a little bit high up so we could get most of the keys of the piano in the shot. This was not very conducive for seeing people's comments, so for my first several live streams, I had my face way up in the camera so I could see people's comments, and I'm sure my fans loved it. What I eventually did was I moved on to having an additional device that would help me see the comments. So I had my iPad on me, also open to my stream that I was streaming right then, and then I could see the comments in live time. Now for minutes at a time, either because I was reading lyrics on my iPad and didn't have my eyes on the stream, or because I was just focused on playing the music and I was not looking at the screen at the time, I would miss some comments roll by. And I found that even when I had my iPad open to Facebook, open to the stream that I was doing right then and there, I could only go so far back up into the comments. So I did end up missing some. In my experience, the best way to really see all the comments was to then stand up, put my face in the camera, and then scroll up all the way so I could see all the comments. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching this video today. I really hope that it was helpful. If you did find it helpful, please hit the like button and let us know in the comments if there's a way that you've been live streaming which has really been working out for you. And I'm sure everybody watching this video would really like to know. I'm actually about to live stream in just a few minutes, which is why I'm completely set up, and the audio that you're hearing right now is coming from the Behringer mixer going through the iRig, and it's going right into the phone, and it sounds really good. Good luck with your live stream.
Tell me how